and then to see actually what is unfolding. So we are expecting the Monrovia City Mayor Jefferson Koji to come and inspect this place and also speak to the situation here. This is KNTV. My name is Godfrey Bedukwansa. So you can see a lot of stores have been affected from the fire outbreak. And so it's all the way from this end to the side. So slowly we will go to the back side, actually where the tanker fell. There is a huge police guys down here. A lot of police guys on there, beg your pardon, making sure that everything is in order. So we see people bringing out goods that were not affected.
Our lawmaker has a disgrace, Solomon George. Since they didn't have any.
So actually this is the truck, so walk slowly to where the truck fell. So it was said that the truck fell from up this way down here, carrying petrol. So this is the truck that caused the fire outbreak, spraying out here and causing a down Water Street to burn. Even collapsing this building. So we get to hear what actually caused this, and then the great impact. Though we see there was a truck, a tanker carrying the fuel, causing the problem, but we'll get to see or listen to the full story from this place. This is KMTV, the Brosova online TV station, and then we hope to hear from the city mayor reports concerning this fire outbreak. For now, the security guys cannot get any information yet, and we hope to speak with the proper authorities who will give full information of what happened here yesterday. So keep watching. And this will cause a huge economic loss to a lot of people within this area, especially those who have lost goods within their stores. The outbreak have also badly affected the building.
one is straight one and go down there.
We learned there was also a car affected from the fire. So this car was also affected, including all these. But can you briefly tell us what happened? Were you here yesterday?
Yeah, we're here yesterday.
This thing here.
The
This
tinker.
thing here. Okay. So, no, you can remove your mask. What's your name, sir?
My name is Miu Sawi.
Mr. Sawi?
Yes.
Were you here yesterday when the fire outbreak took place?
Yes, I was here yesterday. I'm the chief of this party.
Okay. At what time did the incident take place?
It happened around 5. Around 5.
So what actually happened?
Yesterday we were here and we saw the tanker jumping over the road there. Fell off. That's how the fire started spreading from up there all the way. Everything that was on the sidewalk here.
People here.
The two DKB was standing right here.
Let me just
And
put
they
myself up here.
The taxi was parking.
All right, so let me
Ready to
just-
move. That's how.
All right, guys. If you on the YouTube channel and on the J Randy Free Voice, I would like to say good afternoon, good morning to every one of you guys. My name is J Randy, and we are actually broadcasting here today on 2 different channels. Yes, we are broadcasting on 2 different channels. So just for you guys to see what I'm doing here. All right. So let me go back here. So this is you guys that are on the phone right now. This is your view right here. Those that are on the YouTube channel, this is your view here. Now, why am I doing this? All right. I am doing this because there are certain time in the broadcast where this phone might go into a short mode. You might not hear me. So again, I want to encourage you guys to continue to follow the YouTube page. You got to follow the YouTube page because if they phone or whoever going to report us to Facebook, when you stop hearing me, then I'll have to turn the phone off, restart it. While you lost control, the people already on YouTube will be listening to me already. There will be no interruption. We tried that yesterday, and again, we want to encourage you guys. But for what we're doing now, we are running 2 channels now. All right, we are on channel 1 and channel 2, broadcasting the same thing. All right, the only thing there is when I start to talk, you guys will not be able to hear me from here. You'll only be able to see the video, but I will be doing a voice over the video because this broadcast that I'm using through my StreamYard, I will be interacting back and forth. You got on the other side, like let's say, for example, when I start this video here, you will only see the video being played, but you will not hear the voice. If you want to hear my voice, you have to transfer yourself back to the YouTube channel. So let me just open up for you guys here and show you guys the YouTube channel here. And there is a reason for that. So I want you guys to understand that. All right. When people challenge us, then we take that challenge to something else. So if you just joining us here for the first time, these are the channels that I want you guys to please subscribe to. All right. Right here. Let me show to you. Oh, my bad here again. Let me show it to you guys right here. So please, you are looking at these channels here. Whenever the guy report me to Facebook and Facebook mute me for some time, this and this might go mute. But if you are here on YouTube, no matter what it do to these 2 channels, you will still be listening to me. And then when I come back live, you can always switch back. All right. So that's how we got to play around them. One of these days they will get tired because Facebook will find out what's going on. Until then, we have two different channels running here. All right. So I'm broadcasting on two different channels here. So those of you that on the phone, you are going to be watching me from here, and the other people who are on YouTube, they will be watching me from here. All right. So let's get the ball rolling here, and let's get into action here. So again, I would like to say hi to every one of you guys and welcome to the show. My name is Jay Randy, and you guys already know that people don't like me because I'm very honest, and I tell them the truth. Whether it's CDC, Unity Party, I tell them the truth. The good thing about it, I'm not going to live in Liberia. I'm not looking for a job in Liberia. But as a Liberian, I want to make sure that they understand what I am all about. And my thing here is to tell the Liberian people the truth. Nothing but the truth. That's all I'm doing. All right. That's all I'm doing. So they are very much afraid. All right. They are very much afraid for me to say the truth. But that's not going to stop me because I'm just exercising my freedom of speech. All right. So let's get the ball rolling here. You just watch a video. So let's go back to the video. All right. Again, you guys on my left hand side wouldn't see the video moving, but you will not be able to hear the conversation. You'll be hearing the conversation from channel 1. Those of you on channel 2, you will not be able to hear the conversation, but you will be able to see the video moving. And I will be doing the voice over here. All right. I love challenging. When you challenge me, you put me to the tax. So let's get the video rolling here. All right. So let me just upload the video here again. And this is in regards to, let me just upload the video right
What's
here.
up, y'all? This is KMTV, Liberian Online TV section. We here down Water Street within the Waterside area.
So what I would like to say here today, all right, based on the conversation here, there are a few things that we'll be going through tonight. One, I'm going to refresh your mind on this video here. All right, take a look at the video. You see the video here? This was an explosion that took place on August the 14th, 2021. We were still in the peak season of COVID when a tanker truck was climbing, I think, from either the new bridge or from the old bridge, and that tanker truck gave way, and then the explosion took place, and more businesses, residents got destroyed in that fire. And the cause of that fire again was a tanker truck carrying fuel that someone sorted and caused that damage. The question here is, what have we learned? What have we learned since 2021, when that thing happened? And there have been several incidences where tanker truck fell and the product leak. So tonight we are going to understand what is a flashpoint when it comes to petroleum. At what point does a petroleum will ignite and people will die? How many people on the different platform teaching you guys these things? From what you're going to learn tonight, whenever you see even a bottle of gasoline somewhere, and you know what a flashpoint is, and you know what it means when you strike a magic, what it does, it takes away your life. Today, there are many people now in the mortuary in Liberia that will not see the new year. We have allowed politics to just take control of everything we do in our country. So as far as the safety of our lives in the public, nobody cares to listen to anything anymore. And then when tragedy happens, oh God, no. Do not call God's name all the time. So let me just refresh your mind. Let's go into the video. You're going to be hearing the voice from the other end. I'm sure you hear the voice, and I'll be playing the video because both of them will start simultaneously, and then you're going to hear it, okay? So let's get into it. We are trying to refresh our mind as to what happened in the past, because if we cannot look at incidents that happened in the past and try to correct it to prevent it from happening, we are bound to repeat. The first time it happened, there was property damage. People were like, oh yeah, it's okay. But the question is, what preventive measure did we put in place to prevent another catastrophic event? It was never done. Today we lost almost like 40 people and plus more, because there will be more death coming from that incident. All right, so let's get into it. May the soul of those that died, may their soul rest in peace. We ask that the president allow the national flag to be flown at half mast to at least pay respect to those who lost their lives today. And it's very comical again too. I read some of the comments, but when we get to that, I will tell you more what I learned from some of the comments. But we are dealing with a society that is so illiterate. I'm telling you, our society is so illiterate, brothers and sisters. We are living in a very illiterate society. All right. So let's get the ball rolling here. All right. Let's get the ball rolling here. And thanks to every one of you guys for at least tuning in here to come and join me here today. All right. So we already know what is happening. When the phone goes dead, you can't hear me, you have to switch to YouTube. And then when I restart, you have to come back. All right. Wherever you feel comfortable, we are broadcasting on 2 channels here right now. So let's start the ball rolling here right away, folks. So let me turn the camera over. I'm showing the video here. Remember, this video you're about to watch, this incident happened on the 14th of August in 2021. I just want you to listen to just a snapshot of what I think you need to understand. Then we'll transition into the incident that happened today. And the question we'll be asking ourselves, why nothing was put into place? Well, you will provide more answer as I explain to you guys. All right, so let's get into it here. So I'm going to turn this around and I'm going to start the video here for you guys. Again, I'm going to do everything possible not to. You guys over here will not get a voice here. You'll only get an image, but you get to hear it from this end here. All right, ready, go.
Where yesterday tanker fell.
Let me know if you can hear it from this other end, all right?
Causing a serious fire outbreak. We're in this area.
If you can hear it, please give me the thumbs up.
KMTV
Hear the conversation, please
is
give me the
here
thumbs up.
to bring you a live coverage. And then to see actually what is unfolding.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. Thank you,
So
George.
we
Thank
are
you.
expecting the Monrovia City Mayor Jefferson Koji to come and inspect this place and also speak to the situation here. This is KNTV. My name is Godfrey Bedukwanza. So you can see a lot of stores have been affected from the fire outbreak. And so it's all the way from this end to the side. So slowly we
Take a look at the fire incident, and the journalist is going to take you
go to the back side actually where
okay, he's taking you now to where the incident
tanker
happened.
fell.
And then what we want to go to actually understand the cause factor, okay? So let's get there and get to understand the cause
There is
factor.
a huge police guys down here. A lot of road guys down here, I beg your pardon. Making sure that everything is in order.
So he's going to where the fire, the source of the incident happened. So that's where we want to go and get that information, and then we'll
So we
transition
see
to
people
the next stage
bring
of our
out
topic.
goods that were not affected.
Our lawmaker is a disgrace. Solomon George. Since the thing happened.
So actually this is the truck, so walk slowly to where the truck fell.
So the guys getting to the source of the incident. So we are trying to conduct our own assessment
that the
here.
truck fell
All right.
from,
So there go the tanker right
This
there.
way, down here.
So there were some eyewitnesses,
Carrying
and we would like
petrol.
to hear from them. But you can see the truck. Look how far it came. That's how far it came. I don't know where it was due to the explosion
So this
that
is the
caused it
truck
to
that
reach that far, but that's
caused
where it
the
is.
fire outbreak. Spraying out here and causing a down Water Street to burn.
What's up there, Yango?
Even collapsing this building.
So guys, let me just hold it right there for you guys. All right. Let me just hold it there for you guys and just come and say a few things here. All right. Now, you just saw that building, right? That building will, I mean, those buildings were built out of solid blocks. Solid blocks. But due to the petroleum explosion, you see how it tore down the wall. You saw how it tore down the wall. Now, think about that. That's solid structure standing up. But due to the explosion, the wave for the explosion, you see what it did to the wall and the building here? All right? That's the explosion for the petroleum reaction interacting with the vapor and the highest temperature. You saw what it did to that building? Now, when you come back to what happened in Toyota and you see a body burn, think about what the explosion did to that building and what it will do to us as human beings. Got to think about that. We are messing with things in our country that we don't understand the impact it may have. Those guys that you saw in that video today that was standing over that truck while it was laying, when that thing exploded, they were the first impact. The moment that thing exploded, they were dead right there. The moment that thing exploded, they were dead. We see these things all the time. And I got a video here for you guys to watch too. Y'all will see a real video in this country. Y'all get to see it. When I tell you guys that place is fucked up, you're telling me joking. All right? Most of the platforms you're sitting on, the people are not teaching you how to see things and react back home. Right now, the thing happening now, nobody coming out now to say anything. Maybe it was happening in the government. But I just wanted to show those things. So let's go back to the video again. Let's listen to what one of the eyewitnesses will say, and then we'll start to build our question and begin to expand our conversation. So thank you, and please share the video, guys. So let's get back here again and watch the video here. We just want to hear what the eyewitness will say, all right? So let's go there quickly here for you guys here.
So we get to hear what actually caused this, and then the great impact. Though we see there was a truck, a tanker carrying the fuel, causing the problem, but we get to see or listen to the full story from this place. This is KMTV, that was our online TV station, and we hope to hear from the city mayor reports concerning this fire outbreak. For now, the security guys cannot get any information yet, and we hope to speak with the proper authorities who will give full information of what happened here yesterday. So keep watching.
So he soon be coming to somebody. He's going to be speaking to somebody shortly. So I appreciate the video. If you don't mind.
And this will cause a huge economic loss to a lot of people within this area, especially those who have lost goods within their stores.
Let's see what we can get to the guy quick. Okay, I'm trying to speed it up a little bit. I'm trying to speed it up.
All along with the
Okay, so
I'm the chief for this party.
Okay,
all right, so we are about to get quickly to the guy
okay,
here.
at what time did the incident take place?
It happened around 5. Around 5.
So what actually happened?
Yesterday we were here and we saw the tanker jumping over the road there. Fell off. That's how the fire started spreading from up there all the way. Everything that was on the side wall here, including those stoves. The two DGB were standing right here, and they were parking. I mean, the Texas were parking, ready to move. That's how the fuel oil along with the fire was just rolling down all over. There was a cooler here with the umbrella on top of it, all caught fire, and everything burned.
All right, so let's stop it there, guys. Let's stop it there. I think we have gotten enough information. If you just joining me here, This video you just watch, it happens in 2021 of August. You listen to the gentleman trying to describe how the fire impact took a very large area and caused a lot of destruction. Whatever happened from that incident, whether there was an investigation, what was determined to be the cause factor and the root cause of the fire, whatever was being put into place to prevent tanker from not putting harms in other people's way, nothing was done. This is not just a we are administration. This is an inherited behavior since our country was established. Because before we are came, I remember when we used to be in Liberia, the tanker truck will be going up the highway, I think Macklin Street from water side. The next thing you will hear, the will say, no break, no break, no break, no break. Everybody running away. So this is not a we are administration. This is just, we are then, they are just symptom of what has happened. But the question is, what are we going to do now? What are we going to do now? That is the question. The last time it happened in 2021, property was destroyed. And we were grateful to God that no human being lost their lives. Today now, we are hearing that around 40 to 41 Liberians die because of that. What's going to happen next again? What are we going to be doing? Are we going to just continue to watch political show and don't give our people some education for them to get to know what are the right thing to do? So for me, on my show, we will bring these things and discuss them. If you have ear to hear, you will hear. If you want to learn something, you will learn something. All right? And that's what we are all about here. So we are going to leave this video now, and I'm going to take you guys from channel 1, from channel 2. I'm going to show you guys something here, and then we'll go back to another video again. So what I would like to do here now is to is to go through our program here. The topic for the day. All right. The topic for the day is what I'll be going through here today. A few talking points. All right. So the first talking point here is this here. All right. I think I mentioned that earlier. So I'm going to move the phone, bring it over here so you can actually get to see what the talking point will be all about. All right. So let me move the phone here and bring it right over here so that you can get to see the talking point that I have for you guys here right now. So as you can see here, we are broadcasting on 2 channels right now. All right. If you look carefully here, you will see me right down here. All right. So due to the incident that happened in the country today, I wrote a request to the president of Liberia due to the tragic event, requesting the president to ask all public building as well as private building that bear the flag or fly the flag of Liberia as a way to sympathize with a national mourning to have the flag flown at half mast. Now, oftentimes when I post this thing, I often see it as a social reaction, social experiment. So yeah, a few of the comments I got, and some of the people saying, but who sent the people there? That's some of the comments that I got. Who sent the people there? Some of them say, well, for what? For what? And for what? Go on my page, go into the different group, the Costa page, the closing argument. That's where most of the conversation are taking place. I'm simply asking the president, Mr. President, yes, I'm just kind of asking you to ensure that this tragedy be acknowledged nationally by allowing the flag to be flown at half mast. It was just my own way of acknowledging those things. But some of our fellow Liberians, they started asking questions. For what? Why? Why? For what? Who sent it there? Who did this? So I'm looking at it, and then what is coming to my mind is how well do we really understand of being a Liberian? How well do we understand of being a Liberian? Is it because your relative is not involved, so you don't care? So I see that as not being Liberia centric. And I often say here, the centricity of being a Liberian is when something happens, whether you belong to one party or another party, we all need to come together. And you know, like I said, when I was in school, I often used to ask myself when we used to do all the math in school, I mean, when are we going to use math in school? I mean, when we get out of school, how are we going to apply mathematics in school? But what I came to realize is what I'm getting from the feedback of Liberians when I asked in a polite manner that the president should allow the country flag to be flown at mass. Now, here is where the math come in, all right? The opposition and people who are on the other side, the opposition, the ignorance people, and then the people on the government side, they are one denominator and one numerator. So let's just assume that the people on the other side of the opposition, they assume to be government people. We have them to be what? 2, and then we got over 4. That's the government side, right? Then, I mean, the opposition side. Then the government side, we got what? 3 over 2. Now, the two denominators are not the same, right? Neither the numerator are not the same. But how do we solve that problem? We have to find a common denominator between the two denominator number to be able to use that byproduct to solve the problem. That is the applicability of being liberalistic or being liberal-centric. Whether you belong to the opposition or you belong to the government, people die in an explosion. They're not going home no more. They're not going to see the new year. And then somebody come and say, let us ask the government to fly the flag at mass. And then you got people saying to you out there, for what? For what? For what? For what? Now you see the applicability of working with math. That's how I see it. So if they cannot solve the problem with the two different numerator, the two different denominator to find a common denominator, when are we going to find a common denominator to solve our problem? That's just my thought. That's just my thought. But you know, and I know it in America here, they announce it, and you see it. It is the same human being over here, but their mindset is different from our people's mindset. I'm just saying, we have to be nationalistic. We have to be Liberia-centric. When things happen, when tragedy happen, do not inject political feelings into it. Inject empathy into it. Not even sympathy, but empathy. Empathy meaning, what if it was somebody that I love or myself? But that's just my thought. So for that topic, I'm just asking the president, all right, the outgoing president, to please at least request all public buildings to fly the flag at half mast, just for respect's sake, so that the people can know they are Liberians. All right. Somebody called me today and asked me, said, do you believe in early death? I said, well, it depends on the content of which you ask the question. Now, those who died today, they died because they lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge killed those who died today. In the biblical setting, they will say, well, God says so. But in a man-made setting, they will say that premature death, lack of knowledge killed those people today. Why? Because if you understand the flash point of a flammable liquid, at what time that thing can explode, and you see a gasoline, and you are educated to the flash point, you will not want to mess with that. It's like you see a fast-moving car coming towards you. You know when that car hits you, something will happen to you. Because you have that knowledge already. You know what that impact will be. You will get off the way. But do we have that knowledge when it comes to a tanker on the side? Did we learn something from the incident that happened in 2021 about how the impact destroyed buildings? Did we understand those things? We don't understand it. So we got a lot of things to do in our country. We got a lot of heavy lifting to do. It's not just about politics. But I think that politics have been taking almost 98% of our time on Facebook. We are not impacting anything to any Liberian to learn outside of politics. And because of that, people just try to use the politics brush to brush anything you say out there. So that is the problem we have. Anybody that look at that video today, they're not going to say, oh, that Boca people or that CDC people. They're going to say, look at the people. They don't even understand the risks associated with that tanker truck Even a cigarette butt can explode that whole thing and people will die. They're not going to say that Unity Party people or that CDC people, they're going to blanket us as ignorant people that don't understand what it means to be around flammable liquid. We had no clue whether it's the public or those who are supposed to secure the scene. We don't understand those things. And this is where we come in to have this conversation. So I want to appreciate you guys for joining me here. All right. So let's move to the next segment here of our conversation here quickly here, because we got to go back to the video, and I just want to make sure that we understand what we are messing with here right now. So the next topic here is let me bring the phone over here again, guys. Let me bring the phone over here again so that we can expand on this here. All right. This one is going to it's more of a politics. So recently there is a trending conversation that is taking place. All right. There is my man, how they call it, Son Kilo. He said, "Where is common sense? Do you need to have police?" Yeah, my brother. Let me tell you one thing. Before I get there, let me explain to this guy here, because we often hear this thing in America here: common sense, common sense, common sense. The common sense is not as common as you see it. Let me just give you an example. Many of you guys are driving in this country here. All right. Let me start with the United States, where most of us live. You take your driving test, you get your license, you expect that everybody in the traffic will be having common sense, right? Going by the speed limit, turning, making sure you're looking over your shoulder. Because you got to use your common sense, right? People expect you to use your common sense. Do you think if everybody was using that common sense in the traffic, you think there will be accident? You think there will be reckless driving? It is called behavior. Behavior cannot be changed, but it can be controlled, my brother. Behavior cannot be changed, it can be controlled. Government has the responsibility of ensuring that people's lives are safe. If everybody were living with common sense, there will be nobody in charge and everybody will be in control of their own destiny. This is life. Even the God up there, he's in charge of us who want to be Christian or who are Christian. He not telling you, say, you know what, my man, Jesus died with a common sense to begin. No. So when you're dealing with people, take out common sense. When people start to apply common sense, look at things that people will do out of the behavior. It is the behavior that brings these things. So we see this thing every day as manager in the place. People will see BB machine to place it there. You say that common sense will tell you that thing over there. No, it's not as common as you think it is. So I just want to address that. All right. So that's what it is. So let's get back here. But I encourage your opinion, but that's why it is. If I see the reason people are bringing robot today, the reason people got like Elon Musk, they are bringing robot to take more of the human being job because of the common sense. They are saying that people should use common sense, but over time, every year, employer are paying thousands and thousands of dollars on every injury, whether it is surgery. They want to do surgery on your left arm, your right arm, your knee. Money in thousands and thousands are being spent just to reconstruct human being body due to lack of common sense. So what they are resorting to now, they are now going back to what? They are going back to looking at, they are now exploring the means of bringing robot in. So most of the factory jobs, they are bringing in different human robot to do the job. And what's going to happen to common sense? People are going to sit down because men who are in charge, the 20% of the people that rule the world nowadays, they are saying that the 80% out there, they're not using too many common sense now. They're causing us to spend more money on health and other stuff. So we're going to bring in a robot. It's our company. We want to do whatever we want to do. So I have to think beyond that limitation. So the next thing I would like to discuss here before we get back to the video scenario here is the trending conversation here, as you can see here. All right. Minister Tue and John Marlowe, from what we heard, all right, now that you got the image in your mind, let me just expand on that a little bit here. All right. I appreciate you guys coming here to watch me, because for me that you guys don't know me, there are a lot of information that I have on individuals that are in today major role in our politics. Some of you guys don't know the story. I do know most of the story. And when you sit on the platform, you will learn a lot. I'm telling you now. All right. So Minister Twe, John Molu, I'm going to give you an inside story that is not a classified information. Minister Twe and John Molu, they both lived in the same Virginia before. They lived in the same Virginia before. I've been there before. I saw it before. Don't take my word for it. Share the video with both of them. All right. The phone conversation that were held on Saturday, I was already in the know. I even knew when that guy died. The LRA bus, I knew it. The call came to me, and I was made aware that, watch, it's not on Facebook yet, but it's coming very soon. And we're in that same conversation that Minister Twe and John Molu spoke. And they spoke. But for me, I just said that. So whenever you see me posting something out there, don't rush to conclusion and say, I don't know what he's talking about. I know what I'm talking about. But that's not the reason for me engaging this trending issue here today. All right. Let me just try to address my friends here on the other channel here. That's not the reason why I am here today or to discuss this issue here. What I want you guys to understand, never miss friendship with professional standard. What did I say again? Do not miss friendship with professional standard. They are different. That's why they are classified in that way. Minister Twe he called John Molu, according to the conversation that he posted out there. Some of you guys read it. We all know that the government is going through a transitional period. Mr. Twe now is asking John Molu to put out a recording. Here is how I would have handled that. I know to the back of my mind. In fact, let me just hold that thought. Let's go back. Where is Mobile Model today? I want for you guys to share the video of Mobile Model. Sometime back in 2000 and I believe it was 2000. I think it was 2016 or 17. But it was right after CDC lost to Eddie Johnson Sirleaf in the second round. John Molu was very instrumental in crafting a document for CDC. A very good document for CDC. That convention was held in Minnesota. It's not the one that we was on sitting down with the interview with him in Namwe. No, that's not that one. It was after 2011 election. John Molu went to Minnesota and crafted a very good document. I have it somewhere here, but I have to look it up. And John Molu was very engaged with CDC. If you will recall, when we are graduated, John Molu went to we are graduation. Some of you guys have seen that photo before. Because what was John Molu's intention was to befriend George Weah, and when Weah became president, which he did, to come back for the Unity Party people. But that did not work out after Mr. Weah became president. Every effort by John Molu got killed along the way. So what happened? John Molu kept his cool. But when Mr. Boca started to run, he immediately contacted John Molu. All between that time, what was the relationship between Twe and John Molu? It was a sour relationship. Number two, John Molu and Twe lived in the same Virginia. John Molu knew exactly what Twe had been doing in Virginia, and Twe knew what John Molu had been doing. I cannot go into detail because of some confidentiality reason. But last year, December, Twe was in the United States here. And he listened to me, he will know because I don't eat crab with him. I tell him the truth. The issue of John Molu came out again, but it was slapped to the side. I will leave it as that. Share the video with Twe, he will know. If he watching when I share with him, he will know. He got slapped to the side. Now, fast forward to they go on Saturday, they pass Saturday. You are Minister Twe, your government is outgoing. John Molu is coming in. This is a former auditor. If I were Minister 12, whenever you're talking to anyone from the opposition, you have to put on your professional hat. Don't put on your friendly hat. Because there's no professionalism. These guys wanted to offset the government. They wanted to remove you from power. So you are out of the way. There is no friendship when you discuss any national or anything or a note. No, there's no friendship in it. That's the mistake we made. Because it 12 people that for example, what's up, Mr. Molo? Yes, what's going on, Chief? Oh, my man, I'm okay. All right, save all that formality. What can I do for you? Well, we just calling to find out the affair or the current status of this, of that. You be very precise. For example, John, yes, I admire you. I mean, I appreciate you calling me. What we're going to discuss here is going to be nothing else but what we have done. More besides, before we even discuss any major issue as well, you want to find out whether John Molu is on the transitional team of Joe Boyka, because both parties, that is the president of Liberia and Joseph Boyka, will establish their transitional team, and the team name will be announced on the radio. So I don't know whether John Molu is on the transitional team. If John Molu is not on the transitional team, I will not have any conversation in regards to that. So those of you that are watching, I would like to know from you guys, is John Molu on the transitional team? Do you guys know all those that are on the transitional team? Do you guys know that? All right? Do you guys know that? If John Molu is on the transitional team, it does not matter whether he on it or not. But if I were to the back of my mind, I would say to myself, I am dealing with an opposition, a guy who I don't know what he wants to do to us. So what I'm going to do, every record that I have, any information he needs, if he's on the transitional team, I'm going to be very standard in what I'm going to say. Minister Toy, yes. Let's say, for example, John is on the transitional team. I mean, he called him or say, hey, you know me, I'm on the transitional team. I just want to get a few information from you. Okay, yes. Mr. John, yes. I'm going to put a small speaker because I don't feel comfortable holding it to my ears. I have individuals here that are working on my staff here. You introduce them on the phone. If you don't have that Zoom tools for them to see, John too will be very honest. All right. If the people around your staff, if they are privileged to sit in there, they can sit in there. But what you want to do is, whatever information John wants, make sure you release that information and be very standardized. And he said, my man, yeah, can you give me all the top of your head where you guys at with revenue, what you guys did? You just tell revenue, we had this year, we had this, we had that, we had this. Any other question you cannot answer, sir, I cannot answer the question. I will follow up with you, but these are the things that I need to know. As far as any recording go, you just want to make sure that if we decide to do the recording here, John, is going to be for quality purposes, just in case we can reference what we said today and we'll come back. No friendship in there. No friendship. No friendship. Because friendship can bring some weakness and people can capitalize on the weakness. And I think Toy dropped the ball. That's what Toy now is trying to bring John Molu. Second thing here is Toy don't listen to people. And let me tell you why. Most of the people don't listen. I told you guys, that Spoon over there, Spoon is not a friendly institution to CDC. The very day I saw John Molu go on Spoon, do you think I would sit down with John Molu and go tell John Molu something that I know that has the propensity to go to Spoon when he always go to Spoon? No, I can't do that. I will always treat John Molu like a suspect because he hanging out with Spoon. That guy is a criminal, but John Molu keep going there because he has influence on the population of the people. So whatever you say to him, he will go on Spoon and you'll go and leak it out. So you got to be very sensitive to your environment. But to let him go down. I will not sit down with John Molu to talk major confidentiality issue without being very professional with it. Because the man have been there several times. This is not John Molu first time. When John Molu was going to Spoon, I got the same information too. It came right on my phone. And this is not my first time. I told the individual, I don't listen to Spoon. Thank you for saying this to me. I don't listen to Spoon. Because that guy is a criminal. If John Molu going over there, he is degrading himself. So the second thing that twice you are thought of is this guy is in bed with Spoon people. So I had to be very standard in giving him information. Whatever he need, I'm going to make sure I state it clearly to him on a professional level and conversation and give it to him. Whether we want to talk about anything else, no. Keep it professional. Keep it professional. And let it be a warning to everyone. This is a lesson learned. You don't take friendship and put it into major decision making. It will harm you in the end. Do you think John Modu won't bring that conversation out? No. Yes, a few things that you need to understand. Twitter have been sanctioned by the U.S. government. You think John Modu going to bring conversation out where he and Twitter having conversation for the U.S. embassy to hear it? What you think going to happen to John Modu? He's going to be doing business with a guy who have been sanctioned. So I can tell you that it will be difficult for John Modu to bring a recording out. The only thing John Modu wanted was to say things out there to further destroy Twitter. Because the U.S. embassy is on the ground listening to all the different stations. Oh, that Twitter again, yeah. Oh, that he again, yes. So Twitter have been very sensitive. But Twitter don't listen to people. We that live in the country that understand how the people control work. They just feel they got a little power here and they just align for the bamboozle them. They may already go on the show now he put out what he want to put out there. All Twitter doing now, he coming by here to cancel, oh, put the thing up. John is done. He's done with you, Twitter. He's not going to put nothing out there. So it's always good to seek advice from people. If you're talking to John on the phone, make sure, John, yeah, whatever information you need, here are the information here. From 2020, from 2018 to 20 days, this is how much we did. This is what we did. It's not your business to say, oh, I tell the man how to raise revenue. No. The man have been your opposition. Just give the man what you got and leave. There is no friendship when it comes to professional business. Do not put friendship into it. Don't put friendship into it. You got all the document here. Make sure you do your timeline. Yes. All right. The revenue that we generated, this. Any information the man want, make sure you repeat it. What information do you want? I want this. All right. How soon can you get it to me? I can get it to you in some time. All right. What about this? Oh, this is this. Yes. Everything should be about that documentation. It is said, my man, yeah. But what happened to President? We are and you're no. Excuse me, sir. I just want to make sure that whatever the conversation is centered around, I want us to keep the focus right now. That way you will get your attention and say, okay, I can play on this guy here. It's called keeping your guard, keeping your focus. Most of the guys in the country there, no disrespect to them, but they don't understand how some of these important conversations should be conducted to save themselves from headache. To save themselves from headache. And you think the people that are coming to, they're going to learn anything? No. The conversation starting, you dealing with a guy overseas. Liberia have the hobby of recording people. You say, yeah, John, how you doing? Fine. You okay? Yes. Or I have a few questions for you. All right, sure. John, do you want the call to be recorded or not? Because I think it will be comfortable without recording this call. Well, if John understands that you're going to record and he's going to record, because you got to understand the society of people you're dealing with. Liberians love to record people. So when you engage in Liberian, you got to make sure that you make them aware of things that they might want to do. And you let them know. You let them know. I know our people, folks. I know our people. If I'm having a conversation with any Liberian right now, I will tell you, do not record me because I'm going to start recording as well. Do you agree? Should we record? Because I know someone down the road you want to record. Oh, don't record me. Well, I think it will be necessary that we record each other. Because they will still record you no matter what. And do you think John Modu should go record or John Modu just bluffing? It's possible that John Modu is bluffing. It's possible that John Modu is bluffing. Because if John Modu understands the privacy right in this country, he will not go and record Twitter like that. But I think he put that thing out there and Twitter now is asking for recording. So you got to think on the other side too. Did John Modu record? Well, let's look at the laws. Does a state allow one party to do recording or require multiple consent on both sides of the party? We don't know that for a fact. But I would say next time when you're having conversation with anybody, especially on important issue, make sure you set the ground rules. This is an open conversation. Would you want it to be recorded? Because everything that you see in the recording it will be in there. So as you go through the process, when you're talking, yes, I mean, what I'm seeing, is it being recorded? You got to keep reminding them. because it will be part of the conversation as well. It will be part of the conversation as well. So I don't know, but that's just my thought. Toy shouldn't have let his guard down, and let it be to everyone. When you're talking to the guy on the transitional team, you got to be very professional. Deal with things on a professional level and not on a friendship level. Toy and John Molu once lived in Virginia. They know each other. That would be something that they will have to tell you guys, not me. But I know the information very well. I will not be the one to come and talk it here. But what I'm seeing, both of them know what I'm seeing here. They know. Toy know what he was doing in Virginia when he was there, and why he named or Molu know what Toy was doing when they both were in Virginia. That is their own story. Pastor message that there's Zoko Bamu. I'm not here to come get involved into that. So that's just my thought on those things. All right, guys. So let us now move back to our video. All right, the incident that happened. Let us go back to it because we got other video to show you guys as well. All right. So with that, we are going to move now from the tour issue and then move to our video. The next video we are about to look at is the actual incident that happened today. All right. Yeah, the actual incident that happened today. What I would like to say here to you guys is it is important that we focus on educating our people on their daily interaction with things. We have institutions in Liberia, but those institutions are not functioning up to expectation. We have weak institutions in our country. And if we don't focus on re-strengthening our institution by building human capacity, by putting in place policy, by re-strengthening, or building our curriculum for our school, educating our people, we are bound to have this tragedy happening in our country. So before we go into that, I want to just say a few things here to you guys. First question here is, how many of you guys know the flashpoint? How many of you guys know the flashpoint of gasoline? How many of you guys know the flashpoint of gasoline? The flashpoint. That is the point at which it will catch fire. How many of you guys know that? Because these are things that people are supposed to learn in school. How many of you guys know the flashpoint? Somebody can do their research right now. How many of you guys know the flashpoint? Because when you look on the temperature bar, let's say this is the temperature bar here. This is my trap bar here so far. All right, this is one of my trap bar here. All right. So when you look at liquid flammability, whether it is diesel, biofuel, gasoline, acetone, or how they call it, it's called IPA, but they call it ibuprofen, something like that. These are all different chemicals, but they all have different categories. I think the category run from 1 to 4, and each category has an identifying way to determine them. If you work, you always laugh at people who pack in cartoon. They put a packing cartoon. They are very, very sensitive to what I'm talking about. All right, they are very, very sensitive to what I'm talking about. So when you look at the different category in the flammable liquid setting, there are different categories. There are some flammability that are very, very high. Just for your record, petroleum, especially gasoline, the flammability, the flashpoint is at what point that thing will explode. Is minus what? 42. There you go there. Minus 45 and 42, right in between there. Minus 42 to minus 45. That is the flashpoint. That is the flashpoint. Imagine it is 0 is better than that number. 0 is better than that number. That means a quick, when Labrador says a quick to catch fire, that's how gasoline is. So the video you are about to watch, and when you think about that, you are looking at minus 42 Celsius or 45. That to what point? That when anything touch that gas, it hot. Even before rag together and the rag get hot, you put it on that thing, it will catch. And the reason they call it the flammability, because the vapor there in the air like this. Because when you open up, the first thing is just during the cold time, you blowing the air, I mean the how they call the dew coming from your mouth, but actually your breath interacting with the air. Once that gasoline get opened up to an environment that is not comfortable, the vapor start going to this now. All that vapor looking for now is anything that will inhale it. Because by then, when it starts small, because it will be like sleeping. But by the time it open up, then it start opening up now. It will start from the temperature it will keep at, because you want to make sure that it comes down to a temperature that will not make it to want to explode. You want to keep it down that way. But if you start to open it up to a temperature, like the guy will go now and say, all right, let me go straight. Oh, no, I'm stretch it out. No. Make sure that man go back to where he coming from. So when that thing turn over, the temperature was rising to get to that degree. It started from 0 on to -1, -2, -3, -30, and people were just there, oh yeah, Jeremy, yeah. By the time it reached that point, whether it was the engine, because when the car is running, the engine can get hot, and that little drip was just coming, drip. Maybe you just want to test certain power of the engine. Boom! It started to follow that road. By the time you get to the big chunk, kaboom! Everybody died. How many people educating our people since that thing happened the last time? We need to start educating our people in order to start losing more young people. Every liquid got their flash point, and their flash point will tell you at what point it will explode. Whether you're taking it on the highway, whether you're seeing truck, I will show you some of you guys some of those things. Now, diesel, the one called fuel oil. Fuel oil flammability is very, very high. You can take plenty match, you lay the day you put on the fuel oil, it will not catch. Because fuel oil is not below 0. It's all the way up. So before fuel oil can catch fire, you gotta bring plenty of fire and put it on the fuel oil, because the vapor in it before it wake up, you gotta use plenty match. So it's very hard. So there are some liquid that are below 0 degree, and there are some flammable liquid that are above 0 degree. The one that are above 0 degree, it hard to catch fire. But the one that are below, like gasoline, it quick to catch fire. We got to understand it too. So let's get into a few things here, and let's look at the video here, guys. Let's look at the video here, and then we'll be able to expand on more of the thing, all right? So let me see. There are so many videos I got here, but I would like to start with this one right here. Some of you guys have seen the one before, all right? Let me see what I can open something here for you guys. All right, before we go, I just want to show you guys what are the things here, all right? So let me show you guys something quickly here. I'm sure most of you guys have seen this. Where my man Yango at? All right, I'm sure most of you guys have seen this before. So let me show you guys this thing here quickly before we get to the places, all right? So take a look at this here. For those of you guys watching on the other side, you might not be able to see it because I did not upload that, all right? So we'll talk about it. How many of you guys have seen the thing before on the car there on the road? All right. How many of you guys have seen the thing here before? I'm sure some of you guys have seen all the thing here before, right? Anytime you're driving on the highway, make sure you keep your eyes on this thing here. All right. Make sure you keep your eyes. It always like a diamond shape. All right. You will see the number in there. Guys watching me here, we'll talk about that. All right. So when you see here, if you look closely here, all right, let me try to bring it close here for you guys. If you look closely at the diamond shape here, they all got different number. Number 2, and they got number 3. That is the different category according to the department. Like you can see at number 6, number 7. So then now you start to see number 7. These are the different category here. All right. Now, when you go up here, number 1, explosive. Whenever you see anything on the car that explosive, right there. When you come to number 2, that's the class 2. All right. It will tell you that gases. And then you see here. And then when you come to number 3, a flammable liquid, like that gasoline that exploded today. That means when you mess up with it, this is what happened to you. All right. So these are things that the people need to understand. And these are things people need to understand. Now, those things are divided into 3 parts in this country. Not even 3 parts, but so many parts. Those who are on the road, they are under the Department of Transportation. Those who are carrying the thing by the way of train, when you see a train going, they're on a different department. Those who are carrying it on the ship, they're on a different department in this country. And those who are working at the airport, there's another place they call Ayada. You have to carry it. They got to go by air. Whether it's FedEx, whether it is UPS, whether it is DHL, they are on a program called Ayada. They got their own standard as well. And that one is called packaging as well. So there is so many crap that the country has taught us when you see things happening in Liberia. So the question I want to ask you is, I'm sure most of you have seen this particular thing here on most of the car, right? If you have not seen the kind of label there on any big truck, whenever you're driving out there, please try to look. Any truck that pass by you, look for the thing here. These are the different classes there. It will tell you exactly what is in that particular tanker. All right. Now the question here is, that truck over there, and that thing they call placard. Did you see it carry any placard? How well is the driver? How experienced is the driver? Those are things that we need to be able to investigate. All right. So this is just for your own learning purpose. All right. These are some of the things we do in the country here. So because you guys are my buddy and friend like that, and we just try to exchange idea here. All right. So let me just come back here to where we were, and let's come to the video now. So let's come to the video. Let's come to the video here. You're going to see the video. And guys, here, let me try to upload the same video here for you guys here. All right. Let me upload the same video here. Yeah, the same video. So guys, on here, you're going to see the same video out on here. So there go the video there. I'm going to pause it here. So it's the guy with the white shirt. He's moving down towards that thing. Remember, the flash point for that thing to explode should be around 42 seconds. 42 cells. So keep your eyes on it. So all the time they were doing that thing, that truck, the vapor was just coming out looking for the highest temperature so that it can explode. So let's go back to the video here. All right, let me upload the video here for you guys there. I think this is it here. Yeah, this is it right here. So let me see here. Once it come on, okay, there you go. All right. So the guy with the white shirt and the guy here with the white shirt. So both of you guys got the same thing here. So you're going to listen to the guy right now, right? So let's watch. We are going to watch that thing with the mindset that once it reaches minus 42 degrees Celsius, it's going to explode. So watch. But I will try to pause it and try to show you some of the risks. For example, you see the guys standing here. These guys were the first people that died, including the people that were here. These are the first people that died because they are actually in the middle of the explosion. They are on, when somebody says somebody on time bomb, these guys are sitting over the truck here. They are on time bomb. They are on time bomb. So, ready? Let's roll it here. Watch the drama. All right, let me start here so you can hear the guy.
Well, that's it. The course will be established later. Where a long vehicle carrying fuel. At the back, God's willing, 9,000 gallons.
Yeah. Let's go by again. Let's go by again. In fact, let me put it in a replay for you guys. Let me put in a replay for you guys. So you're going to be playing in a loop. All right. So let's start here again. Let's just start here again. So what do you think should be happening? Let me start this here. The moment the thing turn over like this, the first people that should arrive on the scene should have been the police. The police should have arrived immediately to ask people to leave that perimeter. Sometimes it go by radius. You draw the radius. Whether it's going to be 15 to 20 miles radius. Everybody move. because this is what? This is a flammable liquid. The operator of the truck, is still alive, there is something called the safety data sheet. It carries all the information about that chemical. If he's still alive, he's supposed to give that safety data sheet. See, in America here, let me tell you guys something important here. Every facility that you see in this country that uses chemical, the 1st of March in every year, there is something called community right to know. It's called SARA. Every chemical company is responsible to provide a copy of all the list of chemical they got. It's not the MSDA. The MSDA have been integrated now into the GHS system now, saying Rick. So move the M from there and keep the SDS. All right, the MSDA were applicable just to the United States, but send the global harmonization. I'm not talking about some harmonization. We are talking about the global harmonization of chemical. Send it, blend it together. That's another topic for another day. They have removed the SDS now. I mean, the MSDA to SDS, safety data sheet. All right. So that every month on the 1st of March, any institution you work for that handle chemical or store chemical, even Walmart, they are responsible to do a chemical list called the inventory, and then they will send it to the local emergency, calling the LERC, Local Emergency Response Commission. That means the police, the fire, the hospital, and the highway trooper too. The purpose for that is let's say if you operated in an area and then that area went into explosion, like how the people got into explosion, but then when they bring in, the ambulance will make the call and say, hey, we're bringing people from the place that they got exposed to so-and-so chemical. Then they will go straight to the toxicology department and say, which company is that? Oh, that so-and-so company. Oh, yeah, they send the chemical list to you guys before, right? Yeah, they open it up there. Oh, we see all the chemical in here. Okay, you're bringing it. That way, the exposure rate from the doctor to the patient or the patient to the doctor will already be in place. And even if the people going to respond to the fire, when they get that call, because they already got a copy of that chemical, they will know the fighting tools to carry and all the stuff to carry to go quench the fire. The police will also get that same information, but their goal here is to secure the area. Police will be mainly there to do crowd control. When they get there, like in the instant here, if the police was here, they were going to go maybe all the way up to here, first police car right here, and then they will do the direct opposite of the distance all the way back and keep everyone from that area, because you saw in the first video how the guy was describing that when the thing exploded, it took everything away from here. That is the explosion perimeter. All right? Yeah, that's the explosion perimeter. So they will set it up like that. Then when they set it up like that, then the hazmat people, the fire brigade people will come with the actual fighting tools. If that gasoline, the response time will be very, very fast. Very, very, very fast to come and quench that thing. Now, they might establish 3 zones. They got a red zone. So these guys essentially were actually in the red zone. These guys here, they were already in the dead zone. That's the red zone. These people over here, they were part of the red zone, but at the edge. If you all the way back here, then you're in the green zone, at the safety zone. So what happened when the explosion took place? Let's see. Let's go to the video here. Let me play it for both guys here. Let's go and play the video here.
Well, that's it. The course will be established later.
Right.
Where a long vehicle carrying fuel. At the back, God's willing, 9,000 gallons.
There you go. There you go. Watch. It come to explode. Watch. Watch. It come to go up. See it right there? So imagine the garden that were up here. They are already doomed. Now watch the guy in the white shirt here. As he run. Watch. See the fire behind. Because why? You see the fire coming here? What happened there is everyone that had that gasoline, whether it was dripping, the rate at which that fire was moving, whenever that gasoline see a trace, it coming there with that force. Very fast, it's coming to you. It's coming to get you. And how come people die today? That's how people die today, folks. So what have we learned? When it happened last time, what have we learned? We need to put structure in place in our country. We need structure. If people are carrying flammable material, they need to understand the risks they are carrying. They need to understand that. The police need to be checking for these things. More often time you see police pulling truck travel over, they are checking for documentation. But there's more details that we can go into here today, but I don't have the time. But I want you guys to understand that there are flammable liquid that got flash point that are below zero. If they're below zero all the way into high negative, low negative, very dangerous. If they're above zero, all the way into positive normal at 16, very good. It saves lives. Gasoline is minus 42% to 45%. You don't want to mess with that. Very, very dangerous. Even in your house, when you turn that gas door, you do boop, boop. Another thing that happens in there too is it releasing VOCs, volatile organic compound. That gas, if you're inhaling it over time, you can get cancer. What do? You open your window when you turn that gas door on, and then you turn the vent so the vent can suck it up. Because over time, when you keep turning that gas door on, you keep inhaling it, that actually gas you're inhaling. But some of the company will not tell you, but over time, research will tell you that these things are very, very important. So if you get gas stove, I'm not saying you should convert it, but make sure you open your window so that when you turn that gas stove on, because sometimes when you turn the gas stove, you can come and say, I smell the gas. Yeah, there's a vapor in the air there. But then your system is not meant to keep that. So you're breathing it in, coming in, and then it can affect you. So you gotta be very, very careful how you carry this thing. But gas is very, very dangerous. And you guys saw the explosion today. Very, very sad thing. So what I would like to do here, now that you saw that, all right, I want us to watch a video here. All right. Yes, I do want us to watch a video. All right. I do want us to watch a video. And this is not contrary, but this is more advanced than what you saw today. All right. Yes. All right. Somebody said something about Ghana here. Let me see. Every little things that happen, they all must go and stand there. Yes, the reason here is exhausting. Liberians, we often say in our field of study, you cannot hold anybody responsible if they don't know the rules. I see people trying to blame our people. I know we have been so hard on our people, but we cannot blame our people if we are not told them the rules. You get a team, you put players together. If they don't understand the rules, how you expect them to play a fair game? That means that something will be wrong. They will start playing foul. But if you tell them, look, if you lose the ball, don't hold the man, just say, that foul. He knows that. And when you go and commit that foul, then you receive maybe a yellow card or warning like that. So when you see our people going out there, the best thing to say is, how much information do they know about the risks that they are messing with? How much information do they have? And even the driver, if the driver himself is around it, what can he tell the people? How much information does he or she know that he can tell the people? To say, you're going away, you're moving away. So the lack of information would be the reason why you will find our people just lingering around. And that's why I said, with a bigger platform, tragedy like this, you need to bring people with the expertise to come and educate our people. But if we try to put everything into politics, this thing will happen. People will mourn, they will cry, they will bury their dead, and then life will return to some normal. But then down the road again, thing will go down the hill again. Then the same thing will repeat itself and will become a problem again. That means that we are not learning from our mistakes. We are bound to repeat it again. The last time it was property that was damaged. Today now, few people die. Who knows? Maybe another time it could be a whole community that could go kaboom and people will die, and then we'll start to make the bigger news. If we are not already making the news, I'm sure that tragedy will make the news. So what does that tell us about how we manage flammable material in our country? What institution do we have? Which institution in the country is responsible to regulate flammable material that are on our roadways? Which institution in our country is responsible to ensure that flammable material that travel over the river or over the Atlantic Ocean? Now that we don't have the railroad system, that's fine. But when we start using the railroad system, that carry fuel. Even we do have railroad system because they got ArcelorMittal who regulate that auto transportation aspect to carry fuel. Who regulate those things? Those are things that we need to think about and talk about. So I'm going to show you guys a professional video. All right. I'm going to show you guys a professional video. And this video is from the Chemical Safety Board. I don't know how many guys have for that. But usually when the accident happen in Liberia, I often see the Red Cross going there. I know the Red Cross is supposed to go there, but the first one that's supposed to rescue, first, the hazmat team. The hazmat team is the hazardous people who will go and stop any spread. So the way that thing's supposed to work, the incident happened, police come, secure the area. But let's assume that the thing already went kaboom, right? Because if you listen to the video, people will be telling you, say, oh, ever since the thing happened like this, the police are not around. The response time, when things like that happen, people's life is at risk. Because the time the gasoline will take to go kaboom, that's the response time you need to catch up with. That's why you go when you get a chemical, they tell you the flash point. When the thing happened, it just happened just now. How the environment? Well, the sun not too hot there, it's not too cool, it's not raining. Okay, can you guys get away from there? Because all that question they ask you is the time. And that one, the emergency vehicle are coming, you have to clear the way. You have to clear the way because they're looking at our response time. But it happened on a major highway where there are cities. And you want to tell me no rescue car or people over there? No. So we have to start educating our people, my fellow Liberians. Yes. All right. So let's go to the chemical safety part here that I want to show to you guys quickly here. And then we'll just make sure we let people know that just for the sake of this video here. So I want you to take your time. I think the video is about 11 minutes. All right. This is one of the videos that we use and for training purposes. All right. So it's coming strictly from the United States. I want you to watch the video and see how people die in this country. All right. So let me first load it up here. All right. So this is an incident that happened in America here. Just for your own education. You're not supposed to watch it. But if you really want to take chemical, gasoline, or any kind of flammable material serious for your life, just watch the video here. I'm encouraging you to do so. All right. So let's get into it. Okay. So there you go right there. It's about 11 minutes long. And I want you guys to enjoy yourself with it. All right. Yes. It's about 11 minutes long. I want you guys to enjoy yourself with it. So let's start it here. They're going to show you what happened. Pay attention to what happened.
The training will cover the 14 elements of PSM using the 2005 explosion at BP's Texas City refinery as a model. Look for it soon at csb.gov. March 23, 2005, the BP refinery in Texas City, Texas. Several units at the refinery had been shut down for lengthy maintenance projects, which required nearly 1,000 contractors to be on site, along with BP employees. BP had positioned a number of portable trailers close to process units for the use of contractors and other maintenance workers. Over a period of months, BP had located 10 trailers for workers servicing the Ultra Cracker unit, including a double-wide wood-frame trailer that contained 11 offices and was regularly used for meetings. Though these trailers were located near the isomerization unit, the occupants were not warned the ISOM unit was about to start up, a potentially hazardous operation. At 2:15 a.m. on March 23rd, overnight operators began introducing flammable liquid hydrocarbons, known as raffinate, into a 170-foot-tall raffinate splitter tower used to distill and separate gasoline components. Near the base of the tower, there was a single instrument that measured how much liquid was inside. It transmitted this information to both a satellite control room and a central control room located away from the ISOM unit. But this level indicator was not designed to measure liquid above the 9-foot mark. During normal operation, the tower was only supposed to contain about 6½ feet of liquid. But during startups, operators routinely deviated from written procedures and filled the tower above the 9-foot mark, concerned that if the liquid level fluctuated too low, it would cause costly damage to the furnace. At 3:09 a.m., as the liquid neared the 8-foot mark, a high-level alarm activated and sounded in the control rooms. But a second high-level alarm, slightly further up the tower, failed to go off. By 3:30 a.m., the level indicator showed that liquid had filled the bottom 9 feet of the tower and the feed was stopped. The CSB later estimated that the liquid was in fact at a height of 13 feet, but operators could not know the actual level because the indicator only measured up to 9 feet. The lead operator had been overseeing the startup from a satellite control room within the ISOM unit. At 5 a.m., he briefly updated the night board operator in the central control room about the startup activities. The lead operator then left the refinery early, an hour before the end of the shift. A new board operator arrived in the control room around 6 a.m. to start his 30th day in a row working a 12-hour shift. He spoke briefly with the departing night shift operator and then read the logbook to prepare for the startup. But the logbook did not clearly indicate how much liquid was already in the tower and equipment, and it left no instructions on routing of the liquid feed and products when the startup resumed. Instead, the control board operator only found a one-line logbook entry that said ISOM brought in some RAF to unit to pack RAF with. At 7:15 a.m., the day shift supervisor arrived. Because he was more than an hour late, he received no formal briefing from personnel on the night shift about conditions in the ISOM unit. At 9:51 a.m., operators resumed the startup. They began recirculating the liquid feed and adding more liquid to the already overfilled tower. As new feed was added, startup procedures called for regulating the liquid level in the tower using the automatic level control valve. But the board operator and others had received conflicting instructions on routing the product. As a result, this critical valve was left closed for several hours, blocking the flow of liquid from the tower. A few minutes later, operators lit burners on the furnace to begin heating up the feed, part of the normal startup process. While the startup was underway, the day supervisor left the refinery on short notice, just before 11 a.m., to attend to a family medical emergency. Contrary to BP's own procedures, no experienced supervisor was assigned to replace him. This left a single control board operator, now without a qualified supervisor, to run 3 refinery units, including the ISOM unit, which needed close attention. The refinery had eliminated a second board operator position following corporate budget cuts in 1999 after BP acquired Amoco. As the startup continued, the tower steadily filled with liquid, reaching a height of 98 feet shortly before noon, more than 15 times the normal level. But the improperly calibrated level indicator told operators in the control room that the liquid was at 8.4 feet and gradually falling. Furthermore, the control panel was not configured to clearly warn operators of the growing danger. It did not display flows into and out of the tower on the same screen, nor did it calculate the total liquid in the tower. Meanwhile, the maintenance contractors, who were not involved in the operation of the ISOM unit, left their work trailers to attend a company lunch, celebrating a month without a lost time injury. At 12:41 p.m., an alarm activated as the rising liquid compressed the gases remaining in the top of the tower. Unable to understand the source of the high pressure, operators opened a manual chain valve to vent gases to the unit's emergency relief system, a 1950s-era blowdown drum that vented vapor directly into the atmosphere. Operators also turned off 2 burners in the furnace to lower the temperature inside the tower, believing this would reduce the pressure. Nobody knew the tower was dangerously full. The operators did become concerned about the lack of flow out of the tower and began opening the valve to send liquid from the bottom of the tower to storage tanks. But this liquid was very hot. As it flowed through the heat exchanger, it suddenly raised the temperature of the liquid entering high up the tower by 141 degrees Fahrenheit. It was now about 1 p.m. Contract workers, unaware of the startup and the looming danger, returned from lunch and began a meeting in the double-wide trailer, in the corner room closest to the blowdown drum. Over the next few minutes, the hot feed entering the tower caused the liquid inside to start to boil and swell. Liquid filled the tower completely and began spilling into the overhead vapor line, exerting great pressure on the emergency relief valves 150 feet below. At 1:14 p.m., the 3 emergency valves opened, sending nearly 52,000 gallons of flammable liquid to the blowdown drum at the other end of the ISOM unit. Liquid rose inside the blowdown drum and overflowed into a process sewer, setting off alarms in the control room. But the high-level alarm on the blowdown drum failed to go off. None of the operators knew of the catastrophe unfolding in the ISOM unit. As flammable hydrocarbons overfilled the blowdown drum, operators nearby saw a geyser of liquid and vapor erupt from the top of the stack. The equivalent of nearly a tanker truck full of hot gasoline fell to the ground and began forming a huge flammable vapor cloud. The vapor cloud expanded in just 90 seconds, engulfing the unit and the nearby trailers full of workers. About 25 feet from the base of the blowdown drum, 2 workers were parked in a pickup truck with the engine idling. As flammable vapor entered the air intake, the diesel engine began to race. The 2 workers fled, unable to shut off the engine. Moments later, witnesses saw the truck backfire and ignite the vapor cloud. Powerful explosions swept through the area. The blast pressure wave accelerated through the ISOM unit, causing heavy destruction and igniting fires. The workers inside the trailers were right in the path of the explosions. The fires continued to burn for hours. 12 of the 20 occupants of the double-wide trailer were killed, along with 3 workers in a trailer nearby. 180 workers were injured, many with serious burns, fractures, or other traumatic injuries. The wood and metal frame trailers were blown apart by the blasts. Firefighters struggled to rescue the injured and recover the victims. 50 large chemical storage tanks were damaged, and the ISOM unit remained shut down for more than 2 years. The disaster at BP Texas City was the most serious refinery accident ever investigated by the CSB.
Okay, guys, so we are done. So let me come back here again and turn this light on so that we can conclude our discussion for the day. So just so you guys know, let me just stop the video here and take this off the screen here. All right, I think everybody can see me here now. The reason I try to show that to you guys is these are some of the things that we do in this country here every day. This is my certificate here from What You Just Watch. That's a certificate there. We are trained in this country to prevent those catastrophic events from happening. And that's why we look at the regulation all the time to make sure that people who go to work every day, we want to make sure that this holiday, they spend the New Year, the Christmas with their family. And we have to ensure that this thing happen. The question here is, we have seen what happened in Liberia. Let's put politics aside. Are we going to continuously see our brothers and sisters losing their lives? And because of politics, we are not paying attention to people we believe that can help to prevent these things. In the United States here, let me see my cheat sheet here. I'm going to share the cheat sheet with you guys here so that I can show you exactly what we have in the United States here. All right. You guys are going to see this here. I'm going to share this sheet with you guys in the United States here. What we have in the United States? Now, let me see here. Where is that sheet? I forgot to show you that sheet. I don't know what I have here, but what I wanted to show you guys here is all the different institutions in this country that are responsible for people's safety. Everything you just saw in our video is real. People died. They went to work. They never went home. Today we saw young people going around a gasoline tanker, not knowing that that was going to be their last day on the face of the planet. They died. Some of them burned to ashes. So how do we control and manage flammable liquids? That's something we need to think about. It is not somebody getting into office that cut the deal for them. When this thing happen, do we have people to investigate them? And oftentimes when accident happen, I don't know which board we got in the country. In America here, the Transportation and Safety Board, they are responsible to carry out this investigation. They got the FAA for airline incident, and then they got different agencies in the country that's supposed to carry on investigation. But all I see in Liberia, I see the emergency management team. They are just there just to make sure to rescue or recover. And rescue and recover. But who actually doing the investigation? Because there are so many factors that need to take place over there. Number one, the EPA need to go there and make sure that area that were impacted with the gas, if the soil need to be cleaner, they clean the soil out. Because that impact will impact the groundwater in time to come. People that on pipe-borne water, they're digging well, that thing can get into the water drinking, and over time they die from some infectious disease that affect their liver. Maybe they will get liver cancer because there are so many chemical content in the gas that will go in the groundwater. Then number two, they need to make sure that the air, because when I think especially when in the air, polluted the air, and and then people can get affected. So there's so many things that need to be taking place in the country over there. But I just thought it was to share this with you guys. I know it is not in the interest of more people here, but when anything happens, we start to ask this question. But the only thing I want you to take away from me here, whenever you see anyone messing with gasoline or any kind of flammable liquid, stay far away from that area. Whether that in America, in Australia, anywhere in Europe, in Liberia, when you see anyone messing with anything, stay away from that area. Because the life you could be saving could be your own life or the people with you in the car. That one, when you're at the gas station, people in the gas station, they're running that emission and they're putting the gas in the car. That is a race. But people do it in the country all the time. You're not going to be running that emission and pumping that gas. Some gasoline station will tell you, say, emission off before you pump the gas. But people are getting so accustomed to it now. Imagine you're in a gas station and somebody take that nozzle and that thing just catch fire. That whole thing is going right back in that tank and that whole place going to go kaboom. So there's so many risk factors that we put ourselves into today. That oftentimes when I drive around and see people engine running, I can just go on the other side and say, let me go on the other side. But we cannot control all the risks. But what we can do, we can avoid them. So again, may the soul of those who die rest in peace. But we hope that we need more regulation. We need people who will be regulating these things. Vehicles that are on the road carrying the gasoline tanks with gasoline in it, they need to be regulated. It's not hard to do. All it takes is to get the rifle people. All right. So I would like to say thank you to you guys today. We'll be back here again another time. Enjoy yourself. All right. And continue to enjoy the holiday. Let us pray for those who lost their lives today. And hope to be back here tomorrow. We'll be back here again tomorrow for Joe Boca again. Because what we know now, we're talking to Joe Boca, talking about him to go report up. But today we got our two system here. So there's no way they can catch us. So we are ending the day. We're out talking about Joe Boca, but we'll be back here tomorrow to talk about Joe Boca here tomorrow again. All right? We're not going to give up on him. All right? So thank you guys so much. God bless you guys. All right? Don't forget to at least kiss your kids before you go to bed. All right? All right, so guys, yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity here. And you know, I see people watching online here. Yes, all right. I see Patterson David is online here. So guys, yeah, thank you. Thank you guys so much. God bless you guys. I have to run now. Bye-bye. And I'm coming on the side to let the other guy then go too. All right, let's see here. Okay, so this is what I do here. All right, so I'm gonna post this one now. And then here, Patterson David, thank you so much, my man. Patterson, thank you. Share the video here. All right, share the video here. Let me see here. Okay, I see Andrew Johnson. Andrew, thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you guys a lot. And you know, but it's very, very sad. You know, it's very, very sad. But it is what it is. So we just gotta learn from what happened. So, guys, good night. Let's keep on the channel here. Let's keep here, and then it will come a time we have to leave that TV. I mean, we have to leave the cell phone to focus here. So we're still petting in here. All right. So yeah, take care. Oh, Sarah's here. Oh man, Sarah, did you watch the show tonight? Sarah, did you watch the show? Sarah, did you watch the show today? Because we have some good things down there too. So let me know if you watch the show. I don't know what your time is, but maybe tomorrow, maybe I'll give you a call. All right, Sarah. So take care. God bless you, man. Take care and good night to every one of you guys. Bye.